Guys, so this is how I did my freckles in my last video, and these are things that you're gonna need. So this isn't necessary, but this is how I'm able to do it and make it last longer and be slightly more like water resistant. I'm using a mixing medium, which is what you can use to turn any eyeshadow, any highlighter, any concealer into a liquid eyeliner, which is what I highly recommend. I also have a series of different water activated liners, but because it's kind of windy today and I know my eyes are going to be watery and it might rain, I'm using this mixing liquid so that my work can be a little bit more protected. So I already did my base and set my face and everything. So this is going to be like the main ingredient. Another thing you're going to need if you want to do the black, brown, if you want to do like more natural looking freckles, if you're like around my shade, this is what I am specifically doing for me. Now, if you want to try different colors, then this method can work. But I'm using black eyeliner because I want my freckles to look more natural-ish, okay? So another thing that I'm going to be using is my darkest concealer. This is the darkest concealer that I could find. It is the NYX Bear With Me concealer. Let me see if I can find the shade. Okay, the shade is BWMCCS13 Deep. So it's like the deepest, darkest concealer that I personally own and that I can find. I'm gonna use the back of my hand and I'm gonna add like a little strip of eyeliner, and I'm going to add like a little bit of that concealer, and to make sure this is gonna be a little bit more water resistant because concealer is meant to be blended, and if I end up touching my face throughout the day, I don't want it to blend, I want it to set. All right, so now that I have these three things, I'm just gonna mix it. So I'm making sure that some parts are darker than others. Some parts are more brown, some parts are more black. This is what it looks like. It's kind of messy, but it's gonna give me a more dynamic freckle look, where some are gonna be darker, some are gonna be lighter. And I just like to, also another thing you're gonna need, I forgot to mention, is a detail brush. So this type of brush that I'm currently using is like a detail art brush that people would use if you were doing acrylic or oil. I also like to use nail art brushes, which is what nail artists use to do designs on nails. So either or, whatever you have access to, this is what I'm using today. All right, so I'm gonna take a mirror and then I just do little dots. And then sometimes I'll take my finger and like press and copy, and then just kind of fill in those gaps. And I just continue to do it all over my face, however big I want to do. And that's pretty much how I do my fake freckles. So this is the final look. I'm done putting on all my freckles, and this is what it looks like.